Hello everyone, good morning, how are you all? So yes, we are back today and today we are going to we'll be revising all the topics which were discussed in last week. That is, we are going to discuss all the important questions from the physics part, and yes, all the questions were previously asked in different examinations. It may be CHSL, it may be CPO. So there are different examinations of SSC and we have covered all the type of questions from these topics. So let's have a look how much you are actually prepared for. So yes, without any delay, let's start with the first question. So first of all, let's have a discussion on this question. The question is, which of the following scientists proved that the path of each planet around the sun is elliptical? Now, we discussed the same question in another way. Now, what was that? First of all, I want the attendance from all the candidates who are present here. Can you give me your attendance so that I can start conversating with you? Yes, we have discussed this question. Where we were discussing about force, right? There was a topic that was force, and in that, when we were discussing this gravitation part, we discussed Kepler's laws. Remember? There were three different laws. In the first law, he discussed that all the planets which are actually revolving around the sun is actually revolving in the elliptical path. Remember? Second, if I'll talk about, second was they were swapping equal areas in the equal intervals of time. That is, second was law of areas. Remember? So law of areas second law. If I'll talk about the first law, that was actually related with the path. So here let's have a look at the question. Which of the following scientists proved that the path of each planet around the sun is elliptical? Remember Kepler's first law, where it was stated if we are talking about the sun, all the planets are actually revolving around it in the elliptical path. So who was he? He was Kepler. Remember? And I'll write here also, it was Kepler's actually first law, where we were talking about the path. Okay. So yes, option number 1, that is Kepler, will be correct answer over here. Next, let's move forward with the next question. Next is, who first discovered that Earth revolves around the sun? Now, you must be thinking, sir, both the questions are linked with each other, right? So here Kepler must be answer again. But no, here the question is asked, when we are talking about the Earth, Earth is revolving around the sun. So who was the first one to discover this? I'll just go back to the history where it was thought that Earth is actually stationary, and the sun is the one who is actually revolving here. But this concept was wrong. Now, who was the one who has first given this answer? So I want answer from you all. Was he Newton, Dalton, Copernicus or Einstein? Who was the one who has actually said that this theory is wrong? The correct concept is that Earth is the one which is revolving around the sun, right? We have discussed Kepler's first law, where we were discussing that all the planets which are revolving around the sun are revolving in the elliptical path. Kepler's first law. Here we are asked, Earth is revolving around the sun. Before that, we all were thinking that sun is the one that is revolving around the earth, but that concept was wrong. So he was Copernicus. Please remember, the correct answer will be option C, that is Copernicus. So Copernicus was the one who discovered that earth revolves around the sun. Option number C will be correct here. Next. A bifocal lens is used as a remedy in which of the following defects in the eyes? Now, if I'll talk about eyes, there may be several issues. What kind of issues? Here we can talk about myopia. Here it may be I'll write for you all. First of all, I'll write myopia. Then we can write hypermetropia. Apart from that, there may be one more issue which is known as presbyopia. Apart from that, there is one more thing that is known as, so we have Vipin here. Hello Vipin sir, how are you? So yes, what I was talking about, here are several issues. Myopia may be there, hypermetropia, presbyopia, or there may be color blindness. But for that color blindness, we need not use any type of lens, right? So here, if I talk about bifocal lens, so bifocal lens means, bifocal lens, from the name itself, bi, it is clear, we are talking about two different things. That is bifocal. So here what is going to happen, if I talk about myopia and hypermetropia, we are facing the issue with the farsightedness and the nearsightedness. But in the case of presbyopia, issue are both. That is, the person is suffering from the far sightedness also and near sightedness also. And Kanak has given the correct answer, and that's true. The correct answer will be presbyopia. But one more thing is there. If I talk about color blindness, please remember, for the color blindness, there is no such glass which is going to help you out. Color blindness cannot be corrected using any type of glass. But yes, if I talk about this presbyopia, in this condition, we are using bifocal lens. Yeah, so Kanak, your answer was absolutely correct. Next question. What is the SI unit for angular frequency? Now, answer please. Only then I'll explain, because this is the question. It was asked again. As already told you, all the questions are from previous part. But if I talk about this angular frequency, can you give me this answer? What is its unit? Will it be hertz, radian per second, radian, or 1 by hertz? What is going to be the correct answer? So yes, if I talk about wavelength, what is it? Here, whenever we are talking about any of the graph, sinusoidal wave, so what is wavelength? Wavelength is actually distance between any of the two trough or crest, right? Where we can say that it is actually denoted by the actually used unit is that is actually used here is angstrom. Fine. So it is actually the distance. So here Kanak is with V, but Kanak is in doubt here. Sir, will it be radian per second? You are absolutely correct. Please do not get confused. When we are only talking about frequency, just frequency, only then your hertz answer will be correct. Fine. So it's good that you have given the answer in the first go. Here radian per second would be the correct answer. Fourth option was 1 by hertz. 1 by hertz. That is fine. Reciprocal part. Okay, Kanak. Fine. So yes, when I was talking about the angular frequency, here radian per second is the correct answer. That is option number B. Next. Optical fiber works on the principle. Which particular principle? Is it reflection, refraction, diffraction, or TIR? That is total internal reflection. First, we'll get the answer, then we'll discuss about it. But we'll go in the super fast manner because we have discussed all these things, right? So yes, optical fiber works on which particular principle of the light? So is it reflection, refraction, diffraction, or TIR? So we'll be understanding these concepts right now. But before that, I want the answer. Optical fiber is working on which principle? Reflection, refraction, diffraction, or TIR? Kanak, then we have other candidates here. Everyone, kindly give me this answer. Yeah, so Kanak is 100% true. That is TIR. If I talk about TIR, so there are two different conditions, right? So first of the, totally correct, Kanak. First condition is, if I talk about this TIR, please remember, it is what? Total internal reflection, which only occurs when these two conditions are there. First condition is, light must travel from denser medium to rare medium. First and important condition. It will not happen if here the mediums are interchanged. That is from rare to denser, it is not going to occur. First condition is, light must travel from denser to rare medium. Can you give me the answer, Kanak? What is the second condition for TIR? So I am writing here, waiting for the answer, Kanak, from you and others. What is the condition for TIR? And it is again asked in the examination. So I am putting double star and it is very important. So the conditions for TIR is, first of all, light must enter from denser to rare medium. Can you give me the second condition? Because both the conditions are important. And then we will be discussing the applications of TIR. Yes. First condition is, light must be traveling from denser to rare medium. Only then this will occur. There is one more condition. That is the second one. Can you give me that answer? What is that condition? If you are not aware of, then also it will be okay. But I want that comment. Can you give me that comment? Do you know or not? If you know, kindly give me the answer. If not, then you can just tell me. So I am not aware of this condition. No? Please see. If I talk about the angle, so here angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle. So these two are the conditions which are very, very important for the TIR. Otherwise, TIR will not be there. Now, what all applications are there? Let's have a look. First application is, we have already discussed what? Optical fiber cables. Now what happens here? Optical fiber cables are the ones because of which you are getting the super fast internet, right? Angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle. True, totally correct. Awesome. Then second condition is mirage. What is mirage? Optical illusion of the water. Third and the most important thing which is asked in the examination, shining of the diamond. Diamond actually sparkles because of this concept. That is sparkling of the diamond, or I'll write diamond sparkles because of the condition of TIR. Fine. Now what is happening here? Let's have a look. If I talk about diamond, we are aware of, this is actually glass. We'll say that this is actually a denser medium in comparison to the air, right? So when the light is traveling from rare to denser, you must be thinking, sir, Light is traveling from rare to denser. How this TIR is occurring? It's not about that. What happens? Once the light enters here, now what is happening? Light is trying to get out from the denser medium to the rare medium, right? Glass, denser medium, air, rare medium. So light is trying to exit the glass. That means it is trying to go from denser to rare medium. Now what will happen? This angle of incidence will be greater than angle of incidence will be greater than critical angle, because of which it is going to suffer the total internal reflection. And because of this, what happens? The light actually strikes within the diamond and it cannot come out. And because of this condition, diamond is actually shining, or diamond actually sparkles. So this is the condition of TIR. Okay, so that's correct. It was total internal reflection. Next, which of the following is likely outcome if the carbon dioxide is not present in the air? What will happen if CO2 is absent in the air? The temperature of the earth will become very low, greater absorption of ultraviolet rays, greater absorption of the infrared rays, the temperature of the earth will become very high. What is going to be the correct answer? The question is, which of the following is likely outcome if the carbon dioxide is not present in the air? What will be the correct answer? And let me tell you, these are the mixed questions from different SSC examinations. In the evening today, we are going to discuss all the questions which were asked in CGL. Again, we'll be having the physics revision, but that would be from CGL part. And tomorrow we'll be starting with the chemistry. Yes, answer please. Which of the following is the outcome if CO2 is not present in the air? If CO2 will be absent in the air, what is going to happen? Here the temperature of the earth will become very low. Fine. What happens if I talk about the earth? We have a layer of ozone, right? That is O3. When ultraviolet rays are coming from the sun, it is actually ozone which is preventing us from those ultraviolet rays. But yes, if I talk about the trapping of the heat, so there are several reasons for that. Once the heat enters to the earth, it again gets back. But because of the presence of this carbon dioxide, what happens? Most of the heat is actually trapped, because of which we feel hot or warm in the evening. Fine. What if carbon dioxide layer is not there? Here the earth's temperature will get very low and we'll feel much colder. Fine. So this is the point, that is the temperature of the earth will become very low. That is option number A will be correct. Next. Who was the first person to achieve the Nobel Prize in chemistry? So who was he? So we have options here: Albert Einstein, second is Van 't Hoff, third is Madame Curie, and the fourth option is both. So I'll write D over here. D option is both. That is A and B. Yeah. So what is the correct answer? Who was the first person to achieve the Nobel Prize in chemistry? So let me give you a hint. Here we are discussing about the chemical reactions, right? So we have catalyst over there which speeds up the reaction. So one of the scientists was the one who was actually working on it, and he has achieved the Nobel Prize for the same, and he was the first person to achieve the Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry. This was the question which was previously asked, so want answer from you all. Yes, answer please. Can you give this answer? Who was the first person to achieve the Nobel Prize in chemistry? I've already told you, he was the one who was working on the chemical reactions. So if I'll talk about Albert Einstein, nope. Van 't Hoff will be the correct answer. And one more thing which I have to tell you, this was again asked in the examination. If I'll talk about the Madame Curie, her name was Marie Curie. So Marie Curie was the one who has actually taken this Nobel Prize more than once. So more than once, Marie Curie was the one who has taken the Nobel Prize. And yes, Marie Curie was the one who has discovered radium with the help of her husband, whose name was Pierre Curie. So Pierre Curie and Marie Curie discovered radium. But here when we are talking about the Nobel Prize in the chemistry, so he was Van 't Hoff, who was actually experimenting on the chemical reactions, and he was the first one to receive the Nobel Prize in the chemistry for the first time. Okay, so here we have Van 't Hoff as the correct answer. Next. What is the resultant resistance of 6 ohm and 6 ohm resistances connected in the series? So it's the very basic question. I want the answer for this, and then we'll discuss about other concepts also. Whether current will change on it or not. If I'll talk about parallel circuit, what will be the effect of current on that? So want answer for this. What is the resultant resistance of 6 ohm and 6 ohm resistances connected in the series? So is it 2 ohm, 9 ohm, 16 ohm or 12 ohm? What is the correct answer for this? Yes, answer please. Waiting for the answer from everyone. And everyone who has joined the session, kindly like it and share it. Yes, answer please. And everyone who is there in the session, kindly give me your attendance so that I can start talking to you. And yes, these questions, all these questions were previously asked, so we need to be prepared for the same, right? See, it's very simple. We have Madhana here and answer is D. Yeah, totally correct, Madhana. Totally correct. Here, if I talk about the series, that is going to be 12 ohm. This was a simple question which was asked in the examination. Now, let's make it quite typical. But before that, what is series and what is parallel? Let's understand that. If I'm talking about a circuit, I have actually applied resistance in such a manner that if this current is flowing from point A, and if I talk about point B, here current is same everywhere, that is current is not dividing. When this current will not divide, we'll say that this particular circuit is in series, right? But if I'll talk about parallel, what will happen in parallel? If there is a current I, now it is divided in such a manner that current is actually dividing. Just have a look. I current was flowing from here. Here it went I1, here it was I2. That is current is dividing, right? So whenever current will divide, please understand we are talking about parallel circuits. Now what is going to happen here? Whenever in the series we are having the resistance, those resistance are actually added up. For example, if I'll write 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 5 ohm. So if someone asks you about the overall resistance, what you will do? You will just add them up. You will give the sum of it. 3 plus 2 is 5 and 5. That is overall resistance will be 10 ohm between this point A and B. But if I'll talk about this parallel circuit, so a parallel, if this is 2 ohm and this is 2 ohm. So if someone will ask you the resistance between point A and B, please remember what is going to happen. In this condition, the resistance will be lesser than this individual resistance. Just have a look. How? Here we'll calculate it as 1 by R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. That is 1 by R is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. Just have a look. So R is equal to 1 over here. So overall resistance over here would be 1 ohm. So if we are talking about the parallel, we'll be calculating in this manner. If I'm talking about series, we'll be calculating in this manner. Now let's have a look at the question. There's a question. If I'm talking about this resistance, if you'll be able to give this answer, that means this concept is clear to you all. So this is the resistance. Then we have here, but require answer from everyone. Once you give this answer, that means this concept is clear to everyone. Yeah. So this is 2 ohm. This is, let's make all of them as 2 ohm. Fine. This would be 3 ohm, 3 ohm, 3 ohm. So yes, I am talking about this point here. Current I is there, and here it is point A. This is point B. So I want the resultant resistance between point A and B. So yes, can you give me this answer? I'll be waiting for the answer from everyone. So my question is, you have to give the resultant resistance between points A and B. So how many of you can give me the correct answer? If you have any sort of doubt, please let me know. So Madhna, Kanak, I guess you all are solving this. And once you solve this, please give me this answer. Waiting for the answer, please. Waiting for the answer, please. Or if you want to make it easier, I'll make it 2. That would be quite easier for you, right? So let me write for you all. Yeah. So I'll make for you all again. Let's make it 2 ohm. Let's make it 2 ohm, and it also has a 2 ohm. So now you have to calculate this part. Madhna has given the answers as 6 ohm. Are you sure it would be 6 ohm? Madhna, just have a look. If I'll talk about this, here we are talking about 2 of the resistors, right? So here you are right. Here if I'll talk about, it would be 1 ohm resultant resistance. Here we are having 2 ohm. Now here, when we are talking about 3 ohm, so do you think 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, will it be same? So we'll talk about overall answer nearby. If we are talking about, that's right, that would be 6 ohm. What about this condition? Bhana, waiting for the answer, and others. See, if I talk about any of the circuit, please try to make that in the series part. For example, if I try to solve this, I know its resultant would be 1 ohm. It's 2 already. Now in the ending, we'll make it series and just add it up. So it was good that Madhana has solved it. Madhana solved it for 3, right, Madhana? So it was 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. So it was actually 3. So if I'll take this LCM, so it was again 3. So here, if I'll talk about for this 3 part, that was true. So here, if I add them up, so it is going to give me what? 1 plus 2 plus 1. What? So it will be So it will be what? It will be 4 ohm. Got my point, Badna? So yeah, that was 4.5. Totally correct. Yeah. So let's move forward with the next question now. Great. Next. So yeah, here for the series part, it was 12 ohm. Next question. Speeds greater than the speed of sound in the air are known as what? So are they supersonic, solar, infrasonic or ultrasonic? What is going to be the correct answer there? Answer please. Speeds greater than the speed of sound in the air are known as dash. Answer. Waiting for the answer. And everyone who has joined the session, kindly start giving the answer so that we can have detailed discussion over here. Answer please. See, whenever we are talking about the speeds which are greater than the speed of sound in the air, here we will talk about supersonic, fine. And please remember, here we are talking about the Mach number. What? Mach number. Okay. So here we have the correct answer as supersonic, that is option number A. Now, we may have the answer as sonic boom also. So please try to relate it. Sonic word, that is ultrasonic is going to be the correct answer over here. Next. Before moving forward, let me tell you there's an example official application which is one stop for every type of issues. What? We have the issue in the we face issue in getting the current affairs, right? So you will be having current affairs, that too daily, weekly, monthly. Apart from that, you have live paid courses, free subject wise and topic wise quizzes. You have job alerts, admit cards, examination dates, whatnot. All these at a single platform. Just go to the Play Store, type Exampur over there, click on the install button, click on the open part, just do registration and start using it. Okay, so there's a next question. Direction of heat flow depends on what? So is it density, energy, mass or temperature? What is going to be the correct answer? Answer please. Waiting for the answer. If I'm talking about the direction of flow of heat, so it will depend on what? So is it density, energy, mass or temperature? Answer please. So Udbhav is with A, that is density. Okay. Others, if I talk about this question, please remember, whenever we are talking about any of the two bodies, let's say heat is flowing from A to B. So it's for sure what is going to happen. A will be having higher temperature in comparison to B. Fine. Whenever we are talking about the heat flow, it only and only is depending on what? Temperature. So if the temperature of one of the body is higher, another body is lower, so it is going to travel from higher temperature to the lower temperature. And here we'll say that option number D is correct. So if you have any doubt, sir, how it is actually flowing, what's the concept behind it? So I need the comment from you all if you wanted explanation so that I can start explaining that part. What I'm saying, again I'm saying, if you want the explanation why this particular phenomena is happening, so you can just comment and let me know. So Madhna is with D, totally correct. Okay, so if you are aware of this concept, what's the reason behind it, what is the concept that is going with the molecules and all, then it's good. If you're not aware of that, you can just comment and ask me. Fine. Okay, let's move forward now. Next question is, which among the following waves cannot be transmitted through the vacuum? Which of the following waves cannot be transmitted through the vacuum? Is it light, sound, heat or electromagnetic? What is the correct answer? Now, since we are talking about the waves which cannot transmitted through, which cannot be transmitted through the vacuum, this means they are actually requiring the medium. Let's have a look. If I talk about light, light requires medium or not? So yes, if I talk about light, here you can talk about the light or the energy which is coming from the sun to the earth. So sun to the earth, we are aware of. If I talk about the energy coming from the sun to the earth, that is what? Here, the concept that is going on, if I talk about the heat flow, so all those particular modes by which heat transfers, we talk about conduction, convection, radiation, right? So in that mode, we'll say that that is radiation. But if I talk about the vacuum part, it's only and only sound that cannot travel through the vacuum. Light, heat, all these can even travel through the vacuum. Fine. So that's totally correct. Here sound is going to be the correct answer. That is option number B. Next, which of the following causes more burn? If water spills on your hand, so boiling water will create severe burn, or will it be hot water, steam, or none of the options? What is going to be the correct answer? Which of the following causes more burn? So what is the correct answer, and I'll explain about it. So Madhna, you were correct for the last question. Others, please. Which of the following will create more burn? Now see, what happens? We discussed here what? We discussed latent heat, right? Hidden heat. If I talk about latent heat of vaporization, so that is going to create no answer. Okay, Madhna. So let me tell you, if I talk about this latent heat of vaporization, it will be greater for what? Obviously for steam. So because of that, that particular steam will create more severe burn in comparison to boiling water or hot water. So please remember, because of the presence of what? Latent heat of vaporization. You can directly relate your answer with the steam. So yes, option number C is going to be the correct answer. Next. Diamond sparkles because of dash. So no need to give explanation here. Very basic question now. But this has been asked many times, so I have kept this question twice. First of all, we discussed about optical fiber, right? Now, waiting for the answer. Diamond sparkles because of what? What is the reason behind sparkling of the diamond? We have discussed that reason. Madhna, you give me the answer. That is, the first condition is light must travel from denser to rare medium. And second condition was angle of incidence must be greater than critical angle, right? So here, if I try and relate with both these concepts, we have understood what the diamond is actually sparkling because of this reason, that is total internal reflection. And absolutely correct, Madhna, that is option number C is correct, TIR. Next, why is red signal used in traffic signals? So there must be some reason, right? So what is it? It has the longest wavelength, it has the shortest wavelength, it has the highest energy, none of these. So what is going to be the correct answer? Why is red light used in traffic signals? What is the reason behind it? And everyone who has joined the session, kindly like it and share it. Yes, answer please. Why light is used in the traffic signals? So if I talk about the sequence order, I'll just tell you. If I'll tell you about the sequence order, remember, Webb-Gyore. If I'll talk about the sequence order, if I'm going from this violet to red, this means here what is going to happen? Yeah, Udbhav has given answer C. It has the highest energy, and Madhna is with A. That is, it has the longest wavelength. Please remember, this wavelength is actually increasing in this manner. That is, violet will be having lesser wavelength, then it will keep on increasing till red, and red is going to have the maximum wavelength. That is, we are representing by lambda. Now, since red is having the maximum wavelength, this means red is having the least scattering. That is, please remember, if I talk about the scattering, it is going to be in this manner. So scattering will be least for red. Now since scattering is least for red, this means red light will scatter the least, and this is the reason we can see red light from very far distance. That's why we are using this in the traffic lights or traffic signals, so that from far behind we can understand, okay, there's some sort of danger. Okay, so yes, so first option, that is A, is the correct answer. Okay, great. Let's move forward now. Density of water is 1 gram per cc. It is strictly valid at what temperature? So is it 0 degree centigrade, 4 degree centigrade, 25 degree centigrade, or 100 degree centigrade? What is going to be the correct answer? And here I'll be explaining that particular graph, density and volume graph. So first I need the answer, because using this graph we'll be clearing many of the questions. So first I need this answer, then I'll be explaining that graph part. Yes, answer please. Answer please. So my question is, density of the water is 1 gram per cc, right? Cubic centimeter. Now it is valid at what? So there must be some temperature. What is that? So Madhna, Udbhav, Kanak, can you give me this answer? Everyone who is there in the session, kindly tell me this answer, because this question is very, very important, not only for this part, but for other logics as well. I'll be explaining that with the graph, but before that, this answer please. So Madhna is totally correct, that is 4 degree centigrade. Now let's try to understand this fact. When we are talking about this water, I'll just try to draw this graph. Please try to understand this. At 4 degree centigrade, what is happening? The volume is least. The volume is least at 4 degrees centigrade. But if I try to draw density part, density graph, let's have a look. If I draw the density graph, it will be in this manner. That is, at 4 degrees centigrade, water has the maximum density. Now see, first question which you have already given, Madhana. Second question is, water has maximum density at what temperature? So water is having maximum density at 4 degrees centigrade. Two things. Now let's have a look. If someone asks me, what if the temperature is actually decreased from 10 degree to 0 degree centigrade, what will happen in this condition? So we can have a look. If we are decreasing the temperature from 10 degree to 0 degree centigrade, what will happen? First of all, this volume will decrease. It will become minimum at 4 degrees centigrade, and after that it will again start increasing. Correct? Now, please remember, because of this concept only, I'll be explaining it in the later part. One more question is going to come regarding that. Because of this concept only, there's a question which is asked in the examination from that ice part. If we are putting water at 4 degrees centigrade and when it is converting into the ice, between that 4 degrees centigrade and 0 degrees centigrade, what will happen to the volume? Will it increase? Will it decrease? First decrease, then increase. First decrease, then increase. What is going to happen? You can just have a look at these graphs and you will be with your answer, correct answer. Fine. If you're not able to understand this graph, you can just let me know. One more question will come, then we'll discuss on it again. Okay. So here, that's true. 4 degrees centigrade is the correct answer. Next, Kepler's second law is known as what? So is it law of orbits, law of areas, law of periods, or law of gravitation? What is the correct answer here? Kepler's second law is known as what? Answer please. Kepler's second law. So we have discussed, if I talk about the planets, planets actually move or planets actually revolve around the sun in the elliptical path. So who was the first one to say this? So this law was actually given by Kepler. We are aware of that, right? But what if we are talking about second law? So what is going to be the correct answer here? So Madhana and others who are there in the session, kindly give me this answer. One answer from everyone. Answer please. Question is, Kepler's second law is known as what? If I talk about these laws, first of all, first law, all the planets are revolving around the sun in the elliptical path. Second, if I talk about in the same time they are sweeping the equal areas. Remember? So totally correct. It will be law of areas. So first law is actually the law of orbits. Second law is actually the law of areas. And if I talk about the third law is the law of periods. So in the examination it has been asked many times. It will directly ask you, the law of areas is which one? So he'll give the options. Kepler's first law, Newton's second law, like this. So you can just relate it. Kepler's first law, law of orbits. Kepler's second law, law of areas. Kepler's third law, law of periods. Great, Madhana, totally correct. So here, if I talk about Kepler's second law, it was law of areas. That is option number B. Next, evaporation causes what? Evaporation causes what? So is it cooling, heating effect, increasing in the weight, or it increases the density? So what's the correct answer here? Evaporation causes what? Again the question, but this is from CGL actually. This question was asked previously in CGL, Ssc CGL examination, but maybe asked in CHSL and other examinations, maybe Steno. So need this answer. Evaporation causes what? So is it cooling, heating effect, increasing in the weight, increase in the density? What is the correct answer here? I guess I'm getting comments quite late, but all these questions are important, so need answer from everyone. Yeah. Evaporation causes what? And everyone, please give answer in the super fast manner so that we can proceed forward, and anyone who has any sort of doubt, please let me know here so that we can go in the depth also, wherever required. Yeah. So if I'll talk about this question, please remember, evaporation actually causes cooling. Fine. Please remember, evaporation causes cooling. This was previously asked and it is important for the examination. Next, when heated from 0 degrees centigrade to 10 degrees centigrade, volume of a given volume of water will dash. Will it increase, decrease, first increase, then decrease, first decrease, then increase? What is going to be the correct answer? Now try to relate this answer with that particular graph. It will be easy for you. And this is very, very important for all the examinations. Answer please. Akshat, please focus on the examination and do not actually take any pressure. What happened, Akshat? Can you tell me? Yeah. So Madhna has given the answer. So it will first decrease and then it will increase. Yes. So let's have a look here. First of all, if I'll draw a graph here. First of all, if I'll draw a graph here, please have a look. What is going to happen? This is the temperature part and this is the volume part. In the examination, what was asked? It was asked that if the temperature is decreased from 10 degrees centigrade to 0 degree centigrade. So what is going to happen? Just have a look. First of all, this volume is actually decreasing. At what point it will be minimum? Please remember, at 4 degrees centigrade, this particular volume is going to be minimum. But as soon as you will try to move backwards, that is 3 degrees centigrade, 2 degrees centigrade, just have a look what is happening. I'll just change the color and tell you. See, the volume part has actually started to rise up, right? So first of all, it was decreasing and then it started to increase. So please remember, first of all, it is going to decrease and then it will increase. So yes, Madhana, you are 100% correct. That is, first it will increase. Sorry, first it will decrease and then it will increase. Remember the graph? Okay. Next question, please. If the velocity of a body is doubled, its momentum will be what? So the fourth option is it will become 4 times. Fourth option I am writing here because it will not be visible to you. So this is the fourth option, that is D option. It will become 4 times. So yes, if the velocity of the body is doubled, its momentum will be what? Akshat, you can do one thing. You can join these classes. Fine, please be regular here. And if you're talking about the cerebellum, if it is weak actually, then this means you will be not able to walk properly. Fine. So Akshat, let me tell you, if you are commenting that cerebellum is weak, it's not cerebellum, it's cerebrum. Cerebrum is the part where data is stored. Cerebellum is the one because of which you are able to move properly. Fine. So cerebellum is helping in the body balancing. From this name itself, it is clear. Cerebellum, bell, balance. So for body balancing, bellum will be there. For cerebrum, please remember, for cerebrum, we are talking about the storage area and thinking power. So yes, please be there in the classes. Whatever doubt you are having, let me know and don't use those negative comments. Please, it's a humble request. Don't go with these negative comments. And yes, any kind of help you need, please let me know in the class. Fine. You have the comment section for that. Okay, let's have a look at here. If I'll talk about this velocity, now if velocity is actually doubled, what is going to happen with the momentum? So need answer from Akshat, Madhana, then I'll explain this part. Please, waiting for the answer. Answer please. Akshat, Madhana, answer please. No one? See, remember, if I talk about the momentum, what's that? P is equal to mv. Now try to relate it. We are talking about momentum, right? So answer please. Answer please. No one? Okay. So tell me one thing. What I am saying, momentum is equal to m into v. Now we are aware of mass is not going to change. It will never change. But we are told that the velocity of the body is doubled. Now since the velocity is doubled, it will be what? 2v. Velocity is doubled, right? So Madhana, totally correct. It will double. So if I'll write here 2 into mv. Is it correct? Totally correct. So what is going to happen? Initially, momentum was mv. Here, momentum has actually changed. It has become double. Simple. So from the formula itself, we can say that it is going to double. So option number B will be correct. So Akshat, Madhana and everyone, I guess this is clear. Next. Polar satellite will be most suitable for dash. Now, first I will be asking for the answer, then I will be explaining this. Yes, polar satellite will be most suitable for what? Is it satellite phone, satellite radio, weather forecast or television? What is the correct answer here? Polar satellite. See, if I talk about satellites, there are two types of satellites. Geostationary satellite, polar satellite. Now both these satellites are for different reasons, right? So first of all, okay Udbhav, great. So yes, if I talk about polar satellite, where it is actually helping you out? Can you answer this? So see, World Cups are coming nearby, right? So you will be having World Cups, that too live. How you can watch those World Cup lives? Obviously because of the satellites. Now which satellite? Is it polar or geostationary? So I'll be explaining that. First of all, give me this answer, then we'll be understanding. See, let's try to understand this. If I'm talking about the satellites, there are two types of satellites. One is geostationary, one is polar. So from name geostationary, it is clear. Geo, we are talking about Earth. Stationary, we are talking about the stationary part. Geostationary, just try to relate it with this name itself. Now it is actually revolving along with the Earth. Fine. There's a rotation if I'll talk about. It is no issues, Madhana. I'll just tell you. It is actually having its time period as 24 hours. Exactly with the Earth's rotation part. Geostationary, moving along with the Earth at the same time. That is geostationary. And the live World Cup matches, live IPLs, all those live matches you are watching because of the presence of those geostationary satellites. And those particular satellites must be at some distance. So we'll be having that discussion later on. First of all, let's understand about this question. Polar satellite. Polar satellite is the one which is actually helping you in getting those weather forecast. We have seen those in the radios, televisions, newspapers that from this particular day to this particular day, there would be high tide, there would be storm, there would be high rain. Everyone has a mobile phone nowadays. If you will check tomorrow's weather also, it will come, right? Because of what? Because of the presence of these polar satellites. So weather forecasting which is actually done is done because of the presence of these polar satellites. So option number C, that is weather forecasting, will be the correct answer. Please remember this part. Okay. Next question is, hydraulic press works on the principle of dash. Hydraulic press works on which principle? Now what is this hydraulic press? If I talk about a part, here we are applying pressure and here there's a car. Whenever you have taken your car for the service, you must have seen this part. We are applying pressure and according to that pressure, car is moving up and down, right? So R has given the answer Pascal's law and that's totally correct. Whenever we are exerting pressure at any particular point, equal pressure is exerted on all other points, right? That is Pascal's law, and because of the Pascal's law, it is easier to understand. We can apply lesser pressure also, because of which, lesser force, because of which we'll be having what? We'll be having pressure at that part, and yes, we can lift the heavier weight with the lesser amount of force. And this is actually because of the Pascal's law only that this hydraulic press is working, or this principle is based on the Pascal's law. So hello, good afternoon R. R, can you give me your name so that I can start talking to you? Yeah, so Madhana is with C, Pascal's law, and R, you are absolutely correct. Here Pascal's law is the correct answer. Next, what is the escape velocity for the Earth? What is the escape velocity of the Earth? What is this? If I talk about a Earth, and here we have a rocket which actually wants to go here. So what will happen? Outside the Earth, there's a region in which Earth is having gravitational pull, right? So we have to cross this particular area. So for crossing this area, we need a minimum velocity. For crossing this gravitational pull area, we need a minimum velocity, and that is R. Madhana, you both of you are correct. That is 11.2 kilometer per second. And this velocity is known as, okay, Rakesh. Rakesh, I guess you're from Shimla, right? I guess I'm right, huh? So yes, you're absolutely correct. If I talk about this 11.2 kilometer per second, this is the minimum velocity which is actually required to cross this gravitational pull of Earth, and yes, it will reach other planet or Mars. Yeah, totally correct, Madhana. This was my second question. If I talk about this 11.2 kilometer per second, it is actually for the Earth. And everyone, please remember, this 2.4 kilometer per second is actually the value for Moon. Fine. Awesome, Madhana. Totally correct. So yes, Earth 11.2 km per second and Moon 2.4 km per second. Okay. So here option number A was correct. Next, polar orbit is at the height of what? And my second question will be geostationary satellite. I'm waiting for the answer till then. If I talk about geostationary satellite, it is at the height of what? So there are two questions and both the questions are very, very important. It is asked in the examination many times. Both the questions are important. Polar orbit is at the height of what? Polar orbits. So Rakesh is with B. That's totally correct. That is, if I talk about polar orbits, it is 1000 kilometer and it may be 800, 900, but on an average we are talking about 1000. But if I talk about geostationary satellites, please remember it will be at 36,000 kilometer. So we have already discussed, if I'm talking about geostationary satellites, these were the ones which were responsible for all those live matches, right? If I talk about polar satellites, which are where we are talking about the polar orbits, there would be polar satellites, right? So here we can talk about weather forecasting and all. Okay, so these both the things are very, very important. Please remember this would be 36,000 kilometer and it is actually 1000 kilometer. So polar orbit and geostationary orbits. Okay, next. So we have example official application where we have live paid courses, free subject wise and topic wise quizzes, job alerts, admit card. Then we have free examination wise PDF, practice at PDF, all these at a single platform. Just go to the Play Store, type example over there, click on the install button, click on the open part, just do the registration and start using it. Okay, so we have next question. Magnetism at the center of bar magnet is dash. So is that minimum, zero, maximum or negative? And let me tell you, the same concept goes with the earth as well. I'll be asking one more question in the same question because both the questions are asked. First of all, I want the answer for this. Magnetism at the center of bar magnet is dash. So is it minimum, zero, maximum or negative? What is the correct answer here? Magnetism at the center of the bar magnet. We all have seen that bar magnet, right? One north, one south. So where we are going to have the maximum, where we are going to have the magnet at the center, what is going to be the magnetism value? So Badna, you have given this answer B. R is also with B. You are absolutely correct. If I talk about its center, it will be 0. The same logic is applying with the earth as well. Now, there's one more question which is asked in the physics part. That is, if I talk about earth, we have poles here, right? Here we have equator. So my question is, where we will have our maximum weight? Is it poles? Is it equator? What is going to be the correct answer? I am asking where we people will have maximum weight. So the first option is we will be having the maximum weight at the poles. Second, we will have maximum weight at the equator. Third option is we will have maximum weight at the center. And the fourth point is we will have same weight everywhere. Now this is my question. It is very, very important. Where we will be having maximum weight? Is it pole, equator, center, or it will be same at all the places? So R is with B. Okay, Rakesh is with B. Rakesh, you are with equator or you are giving the answer of previous question? Where we are going to have the maximum weight? So Rakesh, Madhana, all other candidates, waiting for the answer please. Where we are going to have the maximum weight? Is it at poles, equator, center, or it will be same everywhere? Now this is very, very important because here we are going to clear up two of the logics. First of all, please remember, whenever we are talking about earth, we are aware of, if I'll move towards the pole, its gravity is going to increase, right? Now if I'll write about weight, what's the formula for weight? Weight is equal to mass into gravity. And one more thing, please always remember, Rakesh, totally correct, Madhana, absolutely correct. If I talk about mass, it will always remain constant. It is never going to change, whether we are at earth, whether we are at moon. Now, what is going to change? Only and only the gravity. So if I'm saying the gravity is increasing at the poles, this means G value will increase, and if G will increase, this means W will also increase. So here we can say that the gravity will be actually maximum at poles. This means weight will also be maximum at poles. Now, one more question which is twisted in the examination is, If we are talking about a question in which we have mass on earth as 60 kg, what will be the mass on surface of moon? Question please, answer. Here, this is a very simple question, but still we click on the wrong option. So my first option is 10 kg, second option is 100 kg, third option is 60 kg, fourth option is none of the above. What is going to be the correct answer in this case? Mass on the earth is 60 kg. Totally correct. Please remember, whenever we are talking about mass, no matter it is moon, it is earth. Awesome, Rakesh. This particular mass is never going to change because mass never changes. Totally correct. Now what happens in the examination, as soon as we see, okay, 60, so it will be 1 by 6. No, it will not be 1 by 6. Yes, if I talk about weight, Madhana, totally correct. If I talk about weight, it will be 1/6. Why? There's a reason again. What's that reason? If I talk about the mass of earth, let us assume mass of earth is me. So if I compare it with the moon, the gravity on moon is actually g by 6 of the earth. That is, let us assume the gravity on the earth is g. So it will be g by 6 on the earth. That's what is happening. Weight is equal to mass into gravity, right? So here it is actually depending on the gravity, but on the moon it is what it is. It is m into g by 6. Because of this, weight actually becomes 1/6. So this is the reason. Fine. Okay. So this was the question here. Let's go with the last question. The last question of the day is, when two resistors are connected in parallel, they will have what? Same current, same potential difference, different potential difference, both same current and different potential difference. What is the correct answer? This is the last question and want the answer please. Then we'll be meeting tomorrow with the chemistry. We'll be starting chemistry tomorrow. But yes, answer please. When two resistors are connected in parallel, I'll just draw a diagram. We have understood this part, right? So one of the resistors is this. One of the resistors is here. If I talk about this R1 and R2, so we are aware of, here these resistors are connected in the parallel. So yes, Madhana is with C, that is different potential difference. Madhana is with B, same potential difference. Rakesh, what would be your answer for this? If I'm talking about the resistors, if they are in the series, current was not dividing, but here current is dividing. First thing. So here current is not going to be same. So first option is eliminated. Same current, no. Same current, no. Now option which are left are two. Same potential difference and different potential difference. Please remember, if we are talking about this particular part, that is parallel connection. In this, Rakesh, absolutely correct. Here we are going to have same potential difference. So we will be having same potential difference and different current. Different current and same potential difference. So option number B is going to be the correct answer. It is very important. Please do not forget what is the correct answer. Same potential difference. Okay. So all these were the questions which were previously asked in different SCST examinations. In the evening, today we'll be having discussion again on the mixed question, but all of them will be from CGL examination, and tomorrow we'll be starting with the chemistry part. Okay then, bye-bye everyone. Please take care. Please subscribe our channel. And yes, if you have any sort of doubt, just comment me. I'll revert you back. So bye-bye. Please take care.